bigger, I mean, real fast, and all of a sudden that things are shaking, the windows are rattling, stuff starts falling, the bed slides. I fell off the bed immediately, and that's really kind of what woke me up, and I feel all of a sudden like the house is getting ready to just cave in on us. And we have like a 2-story concrete house, and I just felt like the house is getting ready to cave in. Everybody else was screaming, running, and basically, fortunately, most of us had the sense to run out the door. There was one girl that kept following. Apparently, I fell 3 times. I remember once, but I can't account for some of the times. So apparently, I got up, staggered, fell again, because the thing is, the earth is shaking. Everybody's falling. There's a bunch of guys over near us that were playing soccer. All of them fell down. And it's like you don't have a clue what's going on. Nobody had a clue. I thought maybe something hit our house or something. For some reason, our house is getting ready to cave in. And we're heading out, and one of the girls fell on the ground, and she couldn't keep her balance, and she just grabbed my feet. I said, no, bad move. We got to go. We got to go, we got to get out of here. And I pulled her up and dragged her, and there was another little girl that had been outside, and we didn't even know. It was just going by down the street, and was terrified. She was trying to run in the house to get away from whatever it was. And we were all going, no, out, Deo. And so finally we all got out, and we're standing out there, and there's still some rumbling going on. And then it stops, and you're just like, I still don't have a clue what's going on. And then there was a house. The house on the other side of the one next to us totally collapsed and put a big cloud of just white and gray smoke and dust. You couldn't see anything. And I'm thinking, wow, they must have had a propane tank or something that just blew up and blew that house up and shook everything. But then people were screaming, people were yelling, the power went out immediately, all phone service went out immediately. I mean, we had no form of communication except word of mouth and each other. And then the earth starts rattling some more. And it's like, well, the explosion's over. And I still can't beat. I don't have the clue what's going on. The kids are, and they're just praying and freaking out. And some of them were praying, some were just freaking out. But they were all calling Jesus. And then there's people wandering down the street just dazed, and there's dust all over them. And I thought it was people from the house. But more and more we began to hear screaming and crying and wailing. It was coming from all over the place. And I said, wow. Because first I thought it was our house. Then I thought it was just our streets. And then I began to hear yelling from other places. We still don't have a clue what's going on. And the earth's still rumbling and shaking. And it's like, man, you can't even stand up. And so the kids were all just sitting in the street. And I went over and grabbed a good hefty iron fence and was kind of hanging on to that. And it's like, that's the only way you can keep from falling down. And we still don't know what's going on. And it's just, it's rumbling, and I can't tell you. You just have to experience it, hopefully you won't. But when the whole earth is shaking, it's not like, you go in those fun houses and they got the little floors going like that. That's okay. That's cute. But when the whole world is doing that, it feels like the world. It's not. It's just your piece of the world. But it feels like the entire planet is shaking, moving back and forth. And it's like, well, where are you going to go? That's one of the first things. Where do you go when the whole world is shaking? There is nowhere. Over there, it's just the same as right here. And we got the ocean right down here beside us. So at any rate, still, we kept getting word in. They were screaming from far off, wailing, crying. Everybody was totally shocked. Houses had fallen down. People were dead. We had no idea about it. The words started coming in. Then people were coming over and talking about different buildings that had fallen down. Different people had been killed. There was a hotel that just fell in on 200 people that were inside. And there was a bunch of women that had been outside with their baskets selling things. And when they felt the rumbling, they all had the urge to go inside, and every one of them died. So it begins to unfold, and we're still trying to figure out what's going on. Eventually, things the people, the population, you just could feel a sense that the whole population was tense. Everybody was outside. Everybody was outside. Nobody was inside by the time it was finished. So at that point, I got gutsy because I wanted to know what's going on. we have a dish on the roof. That's how I do email, because we don't have cable or any kind of service there in Haiti. I have batteries in my room that I wire the computer to. So I went in there and I was able to get online. The first thing that came up was Haiti had a 7.3 earthquake. I was just freaked out, for lack of a better word. An earthquake in Haiti, and bless it, not only was, I thought it was our house, then it was our street, then it was our little area of the town, then it was our whole town. Now I'm seeing that this thing is all the way to the capital, all the way to Port-au-Prince, and several other cities involved. So everything just caved in, and then there was warnings that there was going to be a possible tsunami. And I'm saying, well, good, that'll finish the day, right? And we're down here right by the water. I mean, we're not on the ocean, but from here probably to the back of the building back there is how a little farther than that to the water. So it wouldn't have to be a big tsunami to get us. So we're saying we're rounding everybody up. I don't want to panic everybody, but we're at least our folks and some other folks. We headed up into the mountains, and that was when it was a nightmare. It got dark. It was after 6 o'clock. There's no electricity, so all this is going on in pitch black, except for flashlights here and there and candles. It's like a horror movie, except you're living in it. We're driving. We got 2 vehicles that are following each other, and we don't even know where to go. We're just trying to get up on higher ground. Everywhere you go, there's people like zombies in the streets. Some of them got blood on, a lot of them got dust on. They're worn out. They still don't know what's going on. A lot of people, frankly, felt like it was the end of the world. They really honestly thought, and I would have too, if I didn't have a little bit more education. Plus, I don't think in my theology, I didn't think, well, the rapture hadn't happened. Jesus, we're not right. We're not ready for the end of the world. Plus, it wouldn't start here, but at any rate, it felt, for most people, it felt like the end of the world. And so, basically, we're trying to find a place to go. It was the end of our world. And we're trying to find a place to go. And like I said, it's dark everywhere, and you're driving, and people are like zombies walking around, and nobody knows what's going on. Like I said, nobody can make phone calls. All the cell phones are dead, or their lines are all dead. The antennas are messed up. No radio stations coming in, no news coming in of any kind. And people are saying you can't go up there, that road's blocked, boulders hit on. There was boulders bigger than our vehicle. The mountains just shook, and I mean huge chunks of them. I don't even want to say rock. They're so big, it's like that's a piece of the mountain, and just fell. And that was a whole other ballgame. And they were all over the place. Roads were buried. We finally found a little road to go up. We got up there. We were going through all these mobs of people. We don't know where we're going. And we're just trying to get up a little higher. We got up on the top of a hill, made sure we weren't close to an edge. And we parked. Kids and Mox, so he was there. They all slept on these little mats we put out just under the stars on the ground. I stayed in the car and slept in the front seat. And all throughout the night, it's pitch black. You're up here on this hill, on this mountain, and all down below you are 120,000 people all out in the streets, and there's pockets here and pockets there and pockets there, because they're all kind of gathering together. And the highways are filled. The interstate was the equivalent of an interstate. Everything is full of people. Nobody's going in their house at this point. Everybody's staying outside and staying awake. This stuff is still falling down, and the major earthquake has passed, but there's powerful aftershocks. So it still keeps rumbling, and you got a building that's halfway down, and then here comes the rest of the way down. So it kept on. The damage and buildings falling went on throughout the entire night. And we're up there, and then I hear this boom, and you're in the car is going like this. And then you hear it, and every time you hear that, it bounces off the mountains, and you hear all those people screaming and crying. And it's not 20 or 30 people. It's like 120,000 is our population of our immediate area, and they're all outside. And you hear these voices in the dark, and you're around them. You don't know if you're going to make it through the night either, and you're also wondering occasionally, is our house still standing? Because there was a little house nearby that nobody was in, but every time it rumbled, chunks of that house just kept falling down. And again, this is all happening in the dark. You can't see it. You just hear it, You feel it, the whole earth is shaking, the mountain's shaking, you're in the car, we put rocks under the tires. I mean, the sensation it gave me, I mean, all through the night, it's like shaking, big shakes, little shakes. Sometimes it just goes like that, just one. Then other times it's shaking and you're like holding on, wondering if the mountain's getting ready to go out from under you. So that went all through the night like that. And all this shaking and rumbling, and finally, I didn't sleep, nobody really slept. The next morning, 5-ish or so, the sun started to come up, and that's when we began to see for the first time the damage. By that point, I was already disconnected, and still haven't reconnected with my worldly affairs. The house we have, all the stuff that's in the house. There were so many buildings going down, especially 2-story buildings. So I